Three, two, one, let's go. Here we are, 411 Sports World Network. Mr. 411's in the house. And look, look, I've known this gentleman a long time, and it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to have this ATLian Maconite there in Fears. What's going on, D?
Good, man. Glad I have arrived. Finally made it to the 411 Sports World show. So, yeah, all good, man. Glad to be a part of the show.
Hey, man, we definitely appreciate you being on, man. And boy, I can't wait to get your thoughts on a lot of things. We're gonna find out who
What's
you
going
are.
on?
Yeah, we're gonna find out who you are, and then we're gonna dive into some of your favorite teams. Actually, my son's favorite teams too. Y'all have the same teams, man. Uh,
Imagine that.
eh, yeah, and we're gonna talk a little Super Bowl, man, and a special treat, man, WWE, because hey, man, we love it.
It's
But
what
let's
we
let
do.
let yes, sir. So let's do that first, man. First of all, I call you Dangerous D. That's where I originally uh that's originally how I got to know who you were by name. But you're AKA Darren Fields, man. So Fears. So just tell everybody briefly who is Darren Fields, where you're from, background, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta, Decatur. Grew up in Decatur, went to Columbia High School. Started doing sports back when I was in high school over the intercom at Columbia, which kind of led me to radio. Did an internship with WIGO, which was a small AM station. Had a chance to, do a lot of high school sports. Had my own sports show called the High School Football Roundup that I did at the AM station. Then that led me to V103, where I started working with Ray Boyd, who was the program director then. And he brought me on as a part-timer, which led to me doing the Fresh Party, which was the first, hip hop show in Atlanta. And from there, started, doing news with V103, which led to me being the sports director at V103 with the Mike and Carol Morning Show. From there, Atlanta, when the morning show, ended, I ended up coming to Macon to work with Mike Roberts, with actually back then it was Foxy 107, which eventually became Power 107. From there, was working with WQMJ, which is in Forsyth, which is a station owned by Mike Roberts. And now I've been with iHeartMedia for in fact, I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary with iHeartMedia with, WIBB, V101.7. And not only do I do sports and, on air disc jockey, but I also do sales. So
Yeah.
in a nutshell, that's Darren Fears from the teens to now, bro. So I've been in radio for over 40 years, as they say. So yeah.
Yeah, man, and great work, man. Congratulations. We appreciate you dropping that background there. And as you stated, man, sports, man. One thing I picked up from that too, you was doing this in high school, covering sports and doing that, and you have the voice for it too. Did you always have this radio voice, TV
When I
voice?
when I when I was little, believe it or not, when I was little, I was brought up by my aunt and uncle. My uncle used to listen to the Braves games, and I used to on a little transistor radio, and I would listen to the games with him, and I would pretend like I was doing Braves games, and so I became a big Braves fan, and just started mimicking, like Skip Carey and Pete Van Wieren and guys like that, and that kind of led me to doing sports, man. It did. I'd always wanted to be in radio. And so, yeah, that's how I started.
Yeah, mission accomplished there, man. And you mentioned the Braves, one of your teams. So, hey, you are an ATLian, Decatur, as you said, and I know that you're big on your Atlanta sports, the Atlanta sports teams. So, and we're in the state of Georgia, right? We're right here in the middle of it, and I want to go ahead and talk about a couple of the sports teams before we get into the Super Bowl. So,
Okay.
you mentioned the Braves. You mentioned the Braves. So, it's getting close to spring training and everything. What are your thoughts on the Braves? Uh, what is the outlook for that team heading into the season?
Well, I mean, I'm excited about the Braves. I mean, obviously, with football coming, coming to an end, that's the next thing. Braves, then March Madness, obviously, but yeah, I think the Braves are in a good place with the new manager, Walt Weiss. I mean, obviously, Brian Snitker retired after the end of last season. Braves have made a couple of good off-season moves. I understand that the shortstop is probably going to be out, I think, to May, I think. So they brought in another guy, and I can't, I hate that I don't know his name. But they made, a couple of moves with the bullpen. They got a pretty solid another closer,
Hmm.
and I think the biggest problem for the Braves is the same problem that everybody in baseball has gotten. That's the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean,
Dodgers.
let's not kid ourselves, bro. I mean, that's a tough nut to crack, there, bro. So, but I mean, with baseball, the best team doesn't always win, and
Right.
it's a game of inches and all that. So, what you want to try to do is, get to the playoffs, get in the dance. I mean, when you remember when the Braves won the World Series about 4 or 5 years ago, nobody gave them a chance to win the World Series, but they just got hot at the right time in the playoffs. So, the Braves are always going to be. That's one thing about the Braves. They're a solid organization, and they're always going to be in the mix for winning the championship. So, I think mission accomplished with the Braves. The other thing is, of course, they've got to stay healthy. A lot of injuries last year, particularly with the pitching staff. I'm surprised that they still have not went out and gotten another proven starter, which obviously that still could happen. I think we're only a couple of weeks till spring training, so we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. All right. So all you Brave fans out there, you got something to look forward to. Hey, one team that I think Atlanta fans, they want to really look forward to, but they kind of make it hard to do is the Atlanta Hawks. What are your thoughts there with the Hawks? I mean, Trey Young is no longer there. How do you feel about that with Trey Young being moved? And I think Giannis is still floating around there. Can they make up ground losing Trey by bringing in a Giannis?
Well, I think Giannis is out for a while. I think I did see that somewhere, so he's going to be on the shelf for a minute. So that probably limits his trade possibilities in the immediate future. I think the Trey Young trade had to happen. Particularly with what we saw earlier in the season without Trey Young, and then when he came back, I mean, they lost 7 games in a row. So I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. I mean, the chemistry just wasn't there. Plus, they've got some new pieces. But I think the big thing for the Hawks, to be honest with you, is the fact that you've got a new face of the team in Jalen,
Hmm.
and they've got some other pieces that have really looked good. But more importantly than that, this upcoming draft, I think, is considered one of the best in a while. This is really going to be a good NBA draft, and there's a good chance they could get the number one pick because they've got the Pelicans pick, from that trade. So the future is bright for the Hawks. Again, the key is going to be, first of all, Jalen has to stay healthy because in years past that has been his problem. But this year,
Hmm.
he has been all good. So hopefully we're able to get over that hump where he's not being injured every year. And then, just the young talent, surrounding this team and the draft picks that they have coming up in the NBA draft. I think the future is very bright for the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, I don't see them going, to the Eastern Conference Finals this season, but certainly the future is bright for the Atlanta Hawks. They'll
Yeah.
probably be, they'll probably end up being a play-in team again this year, which is fine, because that draft pick isn't based on their record; it's based on the Pelicans' record.
Yeah. Hey, that was a very shrewd move there by the Hawks and have that, to have that ace in the hole there with that draft pick from New Orleans is gold. And we'll see what happens there. Hey, maybe New Orleans even part way with Zion, and that helps it, increase the chances even more. So we'll see how that all rolls up. And
Absolutely.
man, Atlanta, they're a versatile team. They got a lot of length. And like I said, Jalen Johnson he's an excellent player. He's a future NBA All Star caliber of player. He plays defense, offense. So I love his versatility. So yeah, the Hawks do have something to look forward
And
to.
even a couple of those other players that they got, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
be a trade have looked awfully good as well, to mix in with some of that young talent that they have.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what Trey Young does when he finally suits up in DC. I think they're kind of keeping him on the shelf as well
Dude, I think
for draft reasons.
yeah. They're not trying to let him in. No, no.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the team that packs out that dome up in Atlanta, and that's
Or
the
not.
Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, man, it's a change in the regime, and we need to really dive into this one. Kind of get the get your thoughts on this about the change of regime and how you think the fan base feels about it. And is the fan base right, wrong? And we'll go from there. So Matt Ryan is now in there, and Kevin Stefanski is in Atlanta as well. So take us on this ride here with the Atlanta Falcons. What's your thoughts on their moves?
Yeah, so Matt Ryan, new position with the Falcons, president of football operations. And obviously the new head coach is Kevin Stefanski. Personally, if I would have had my choice for the Falcons next head coach, I would have chosen Clint Kubiak from the Seahawks, who are obviously headed to the Super Bowl. But I'm cool. I'm cool with the Stefanski hire. I know there's a lot of of the fan base that is not particularly happy with it. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, well, obviously the last couple of seasons his record has not been good. I think it's 8-26 over the last two seasons. But the man is a two-time coach of the year, and those do not grow on trees, I promise you. And if you look at the Cleveland roster right now versus the Atlanta roster, I mean, it's not like night and day. But I think a lot of the disgruntledness, if you will, with Falcon fans, a lot of them, I mean, Atlanta's a culture. Atlanta's a culture. And that culture includes Deion Sanders. That culture includes Michael Vick. And I think a lot of Falcon fans look at Shadur Sanders and they just feel like he did Deion's son wrong, for whatever reason. I mean, I don't agree with that thought process, but, fans feel that way. But that being said, I did some research on Stefanski, and Stefanski is a hell of a coach, man. He and Matt Ryan have some family ties from Philadelphia, So I think Matt Ryan pretty much had, his eyes set on Stefanski when he really started embarking on this head coaching search. The one thing about the hire that I think is probably because when Harbaugh got snatched up, I think then it became a situation where they're like, okay, well, if we want Stefanski, we better go ahead and grab him now because, I mean, there were at one point, 9 teams looking for a head coach. Now I think we're down to 2 with Cleveland hiring Todd Monken today as head coach. And I think the Bills elevated Joe Brady to head coach yesterday. So I think teams left. But yeah, what I don't think you wanted is Matt Ryan being a first-year president of operations, then the GM being a first-year GM. I think they've kind of earmarked the assistant GM with Chicago, and then having a first-year head coach, which Kubiak would have been. So that's why I felt like it probably was important to bring in a head coach with some experience. And I think Stefanski kind of checks off a lot of those boxes.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's making the right moves. Some people was getting upset because Raheem Morris was let go, but I mean, we know that Raheem he had a interim stint with the Falcons, and then he had this official hire, and he had a stint there, and the results matter, right? I mean, Atlanta didn't.
Let me tell you, Raheem's biggest problem was bringing in a first-time offensive coordinator and a first-time defensive coordinator, because that really killed him, particularly with the offensive coordinator. And then even this past season, dude, the special teams were God awful. And I mean, he just refused to make any kind of changes, in season. I'm like, dude, your job is on the line. Are you going to hit your job to these folks that you've been loyal to? And, you could be loyal to a fault. And I think that's what happened to him. I mean, you could see it. I mean, there were a number of games if the Falcons had just kept running the football, they would have won those games,
Yeah.
but and then there was just no imagination, with the offensive creativity. I'm surprised that Zach Robinson is now the offensive coordinator with Tampa Bay, but I've heard that he and Baker are supposedly like BFFs, best friends back from when Baker had a stint with the Rams
Right.
and so apparently he was a big part of Zach Robinson getting that job at Tampa Bay. But again, I think Raheem will probably get another shot at a head coaching job. It may not be this year because I think that he could be a good coach, but I mean he's got to learn, dude, that you cannot, be loyal to a fault and just bringing in, people with no experience. I mean, I think he's probably learned his lesson in that regard. And it could be that Raheem may be more suitable to be a defensive coordinator. Some coaches are just not meant to be head coaches. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at New England's offensive coordinator, I mean, he's one of the best offensive coordinators in the history of the game. But when he was a head coach, it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Yep. But he definitely will land somewhere.
Yeah.
Morris has done that. He has a great track record. So,
I mean, in fact, I think that he is one of the leading candidates to be the next head coach for the Cardinals. So we'll see.
hey, there you go. Start there. Maybe they give it a little more
Right.
leeway. You know what I'm saying? Because the expectations may not be as high because that division, man, is loaded. I mean, three
So,
teams in the playoffs
but
this
getting
year.
back to your point about the Falcons, though, I mean,
Yeah.
for any NFL team, dude, I mean, I don't care who the head coach is. If the quarterback situation is not ideal, you're in a bad place. So hopefully Stefanski, I mean, he's got a great offensive mind. He's been known to be a great developer of quarterbacks. So hopefully he can, I heard today that Michael Penix, they released a report saying that he should be ready, for training camp. So, work on his footwork, work on his accuracy a little bit and, get him under center and get him out that pistol. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Michael Penix could be a good quarterback. He's going to be developed. My biggest concern with Michael Penix is the injury factor. I mean, obviously he had a couple of two injuries, 2 knee injuries while in college. I think he had a shoulder injury when he was with Indiana in college, and and then the injury with the Falcons. So I don't think it was a good idea to draft him to start with, but that boat is out, that ship is already sailed. So we're going to have to use what we got. It'll be interesting to see what kind of backup plan they come up with, just in case something goes sideways with that, because that's going to be pivotal.
Do you think that includes Kirk Cousins?
I don't know, but I know that certainly would be an option because Kevin Stefanski and Kirk Cousins are also good friends and they work together. So I'm thinking that certainly is something that he has in his back pocket. I mean, and to your point, if Kirk Cousins has started at the beginning of last season, the Falcons would have been in the playoffs. So there you go.
There you go. Well, we're gonna see how it plays out. It's going to be very interesting
I will
in
say
the
this now.
A.
I've been watching Kirk Cousins auditioning for the show on CBS, the studio show, and he looks pretty comfortable doing that, bro. I mean, he really does. I was like, wow, look at Kirk Cousins. I mean, we always knew that his acumen as a quarterback was pretty good, but I mean, he is really good on camera doing that show. I mean, that's the job that Matt Ryan had. So yeah, he looks
Yeah.
really good doing that. I mean, I think that's his future right there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and we'll see what the Falcons' future is in a couple months. All
Absolutely.
right. Now let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. My team, the Seattle Seahawks, made it to the Super Bowl this year. They're going to be facing the New England Patriots. This is actually a Super Bowl rematch. Want to get your thoughts on this Super Bowl matchup. Uh, so what do you think about the Patriots and there was Seattle, and who you think is going to win it?
Um, well, let's start with the games that just passed. I know So the Denver Broncos really should be in the Super Bowl. I mean, Sean Payton, I don't know what he was thinking, not kicking that field goal early in the game on this past Sunday, because surely should have been somebody in his ear saying, "Coach, we got a backup quarterback, and the blizzard is about to come through this stadium at the second half. Just this field goal and go up 10-0. He's trying to be greedy, want to go 14-0. But I digress. For most of the season, I thought the Rams were the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl. But over the last month or so, I was pretty clear on who I thought was going to win, and that was the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks, I agree with you, they are the best team right now. And it's not really so much about the offense. It's that Seattle defense that has really been a juggernaut. And I'm just really happy for Sam Darnold, man. I mean, he has really been through the ringers, but it just shows you how just a change of scenery can be a big change for anybody. I mean, he's been with 6 teams, and finally, I mean, and I tell you, another team has got to be kicking itself, the Minnesota Vikings, because they let him out. They let him out of the building. And I'm like, bruh, what were y'all thinking? But his redemption story has come full circle. I think it will be a good Super Bowl. I think the Seahawks are a 4-point favorite, so we should get a good Super Bowl in Santa Clara. So weather should not be a problem. But I do like the Seahawks to beat the Patriots. I would say 24-20.
All right.
Super Bowl 60 on February the 8th. The Seahawks over the Patriots, 24-20, Super Bowl 60.
Yes, sir. I'll take that. I'll take that right there. All right. Speaking of the Patriots, this is some news for today, right? Bill Belichick he is not a first ballot
What the
Pro
hell?
Football Hall of Fame.
What the hell?
What is the
I mean,
deal here, dude?
how is that even possible, bro? I mean, and I'm not a big fan of Bill, but dude, I mean, he's got the most wins in the history of football next to Don Shula, right? I mean, I'm not understanding what this is all about. Now, I did hear something earlier today about, some of the people that were voting just saying that they felt like he needed to wait a year. But I mean, if there was anybody who deserved to instantly be in the Hall of Fame, it's Bill Belichick. Now, he did not do himself any favors with some of the antics that he's been doing, particularly with that young lady. Some of the stuff I've seen.
What you think he's been doing?
Hey, living his best life. How about that? But yeah, man, there's no way he should not be in that, a first ballot Hall of Famer, man. That's just, I mean, for him to be snubbed is really a disgrace to the NFL, and I'm pretty sure the commissioner is not happy with it. But it is what it is. I guarantee you he'll be in next year for sure.
Man, I mean, does this mean Tom Brady's not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? I mean, they had to stand up with championships. I mean, what's going on here? But
That's insane,
yeah,
man. Insane.
if anything was a slam dunk, I thought this was.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but hey, good things come to those who wait.
That's right.
All right. Hey, I know you have somewhere to go, but before you get out of here, D, we got to talk another sport, man, and it's one of the greatest sports ever, and that's professional wrestling. Um, Out there in Saudi Arabia, they just built a stadium for the Royal Rumble. I mean, you talking about big. This is a huge Royal Rumble, man. We have some key matchups in here. AJ Styles is putting his career on the line against the Ring General Gunther, and then of course you have the men's and women's Royal Rumble. Just to name a couple things that's happening there. This is going to be huge, man. So want to get your take, man. Get your WWE take here. What are you looking forward to most in the Rumble?
Well, I mean, obviously, the one thing about the Royal Rumble is you get to see a lot of surprises. So I'm looking for these surprises. I did see a couple of notes today. I think I saw where Brock Lesnar called into the Pat McAfee show and indicated that he's going to be entering. Um, I'm pretty sure you're going to see your Roman Reigns. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he declared.
Yeah, and your Cody Rhodes and all of those guys are going to be in there. And then we've been hearing for months about Chris Jericho, coming back to the WWE. So there's a good chance you'll probably see Jericho. And then on the ladies' side, I mean, I'm looking forward to the return of Bianca Belair. I'm pretty sure she'll be there. They've probably been holding her back. I think I saw where Trish Stratus has entered her name, so you'll probably see, some iconic women wrestlers. Natalia from
Yo,
Heart.
man.
Yeah, have you seen her new look, man? They call her
Yes.
Never. I didn't know she had a ego like that. I mean, wow. I mean,
Yo, and
they say this heel Natalia is something else, boy. So yeah,
oh, it is. It
yeah.
is. And AAA, she's
I,
killing over in
I have
AAA,
not.
man.
I have not seen it, bro. I've heard about it, but I have not seen. I saw a YouTube clip last night, and I was like, "Wow, who knew?" And then just some of the NXT folks, like
So Luca.
what's the big guy name?
Oh, Obafemi.
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 Yes, sir.
Yes.
Obafemi. The young OG. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
really excited about his future. And Slick Willis, that Slick
True.
Trick been killing it on Friday Night SmackDown, man. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. Trick is an entertainer, bro. Trick,
Yeah.
they're gonna put that belt on Trick at one point. Trick is gonna get that
He's
championship.
gold, man.
I mean, my God, Trick is really killing it, man. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, and then some other storylines you've been hearing. You've been hearing about maybe Cody turning heel. I've heard that Brock Lesnar may be looking to go after Gunther. So the confrontations within the Royal Rumble are going to be key to creating those storylines for WrestleMania. So you'll see a lot of those starting to take shape, once you get into the Rumble. So Saturday should be a lot of fun. I think it's a 2 p.m. start. I'll probably
Right.
catch it later in the day. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble. As far as AJ, I think they're trying to build Gunther
Gunther?
as a, how Randy Orton used to be the legend killer,
Absolutely.
trying to
Remember?
build him as the career ender. But I don't think that AJ is going to lose on Saturday because they're trying to ride his farewell tour out to the end of the year. So something is going to happen. I mean, could Brock Lesnar maybe interfere with that match possibly?
Mm.
you know,
Hey, yeah,
yeah.
to set it up.
Right. So something's going to happen there. But yeah, I see AJ, but not necessarily winning, but not losing.
Yeah. I hope AJ has a full season here, a full year to work with. I would love to see him 'cause I know he's done some TNA promos. I would love to see him go after that TNA championship as well. He
I
did
will.
hint that he wants to be another world champion before it's over with, right?
I will tell you this. I recently, obviously with TNA now on the AMC channel, I've actually been able to watch TNA for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm catching up on TNA. But yeah, I'm glad to see them on a channel that I can catch them on. And you're right. I mean, AJ kind of built TNA, to be honest with you, if you really think about it. And
Yep.
so, in fact, I think he was there for the premiere a couple of weeks ago on AMC. And he's been talking about going back and doing some stuff with them. So yeah, man. I mean, and again, I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a couple of the wrestlers from TNA, in the Royal Rumble, or like Joe Henry. That's
Yes.
another one, that I look to probably see in the Royal Rumble. Say his name and he'll appear.
Oh, he sure will. Oh man, that's nice there, D. Hey, and to close out the WWE conversation for today, because we could talk about pro wrestling forever, but John
Yeah,
Cena
I mean,
recently
we can
retired.
come back. We can come back and do a show before WrestleMania for sure. We can come back and circle back and do another one.
Yeah, definitely. But give everybody your thoughts on John Cena, man, and the career that he had.
Oh man, the GOAT, greatest of all time. I mean, obviously. I was glad to see how he was willing to put a lot of the younger wrestlers over, as he did his farewell tour. It was great to see him go back to the heel John Cena, because I grew up with the Thugonomics and the original John Cena, man, who used to come out there and rap and really
Yeah.
with the chain. And in fact, I remember his first match. I think it was against Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was like,
Yep.
"Who in the hell are you?" And boy, I mean, he was, he was gold from the beginning until till his retirement earlier this year. And you and I both know when wrestlers say they're retiring, that don't mean nothing, bro. So John Cena will be back in the wrestling ring at some point.
You
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, Rock. I mean, who all these Edge, Christian.
Taker.
Yeah, man. So I mean, every time you say you retire, it's like, come on, man, really, really, come on, seriously. But when he does come back, I hope he comes back as the Thugonomics John Cena. You know what I'm saying, and really, do his thing.
Yeah. All right. What a great career for John Cena. He's got to be at least at the very least on everybody's WWE GOAT.
Absolutely.
Because he was there from start to finish. You know what I mean? You have some other contenders there you can name, but they left, they came back, this and that. But Cena has been there through it all,
I
from
mean,
start to finish.
if you were trying to figure out if John Cena is not the GOAT, then who is? I mean, maybe Ric Flair, maybe. I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't see anybody else that could really claim that title except Ric Flair. But
Mm,
for me, it's John
that
Cena.
yeah, yeah. And we're gonna do an episode on
I
that
even
one because
say
I
that
have
maybe
some.
that's a whole nother show right there, bro. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, we have a show called Turnbuckle Talk on the
Okay.
411 Sports Network on YouTube and on TikTok. So we'll definitely bring you in into the square circle and talk, and we'll have that debate. But yeah, man, it's been great to have you on, D, and definitely
Well, my
appreciate your
pleasure,
time,
man.
bro.
Go Seahawks, man. Go Seahawks. Let's get
Hey,
it.
let's get it. All right, the 12s are ready, so we're gonna get it
All right.
done, man. But
I appreciate your time, man. Appreciate you, man.
all right, well, you take care. Have a good one, everybody. Do the things for us. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and share because sharing is caring. And we'll see you all on the other side. Good night, everybody.